Hello everyone and welcome to Solshow. Yeah, bitch! Today we're reviewing El Camino, the, 6 year later epilogue? Something like that. This is a side piece. This is just like when you're done watching Breaking Bad, the thing that appears on the side. This film easily could have been created for capitalist purposes, but Vince Gilligan, Breaking Bad is a precise show, and there's so many different elements to it. I easily think that he will only take on a new project related to this franchise if he thinks there's a good script to it, there's something worth telling, and he's not the type of guy who's going to pad out and create more things to do for the sake of things to do. He is going to make a fun enough movie with a big villain or something like that, but he's not gonna piece together a whole new third chapter of Breaking Bad. It's just not worth it. I'm saying this now, he might change his mind down the line, just make fucking the sequel or something, but as it stands, this is the final chapter in Breaking Bad. Basically, Jesse Pinkman, who was my favorite character while I watched the show, as I've kind of watched more videos and kind of thought about it more, I think Walter is just a much more fun character to watch, and he really does have just as many, if not more, layers than Jesse. But Jesse, everything I love about him is kind of on full display for this movie, but the fact that a lot of people are saying this film was boring or it was not really living up to Breaking Bad as a show, I definitely feel like the things that people miss about Jesse as a character are now being missed again, only now it's the centerpiece of the story. Jesse is a very subtle character, and he's kind of nuanced in the fact that he's dumber than Walter White. He is a lot dumber, he is simpler, but he's also a better person. I use this argument all the time, intelligence does not make you better. There's a lot of ways to define a person and then put them on a scale, and Jesse in this film it reminded me why I loved him. But I can see what people mean by this film is boring. There definitely is a lot of psychological thinking going on. You're right there with Jesse as he's trying to get a decent amount of money, he's trying to set up his new life, and while all this is happening, he gets ghosts of demons past, he gets scenes with Mike, his old girlfriend. There's even a scene with a character you may or may not be familiar with. And there's a lot of Easter eggs. There's a lot of every single character saying, only you can grab life by the balls, Jesse, and only you can become better. Basically, his ghosts of the past, who are either, pretty sure they're all dead actually. Yeah, they're all dead, and they're all offering him salvation via not following in their actions. And there's a lot of really good shit in here. The best scene that everyone is probably clamoring for, that was taken from one of Paul, the actor of Jesse, one of his, I think it's his favorite episode. So the fact that they're able to kind of make us relive old Jesse, because I missed old Jesse, man. His very outlandish and more, it definitely was a big personality change that he undertook. A part of me, when I turned this film on, I expected the old Jesse back, but I was like, no, he's fucked up forever. There's no going back. But there is some good fan service here. It definitely makes you kind of respect certain characters a little bit more. I definitely respect Badger and Skinny Pete in a way I didn't in the original series. I, again, found more new ways to really think about Jesse's character. It's kind of more of the same stuff. He's just getting, more time and stuff to do and better to, kind of reflect. For instance, there's a point in this film where these cops are, interrogating him, and then it's revealed that they're not cops, they're fake cops, they're criminals. His attitude towards these people changed so drastically, and it completely changes how he would kill a innocent cop versus his willingness to kill a criminal just like him, because he understands and accepts that he's a bad guy. And the scene that I'm talking about, the same scene at the diner, it not only had good Easter eggs, had a good, reflection upon Jesse, and it also kind of illustrated that Walter, all this time, had his out. He could have died if he really wanted to, but he also could have stepped down. He, at any point, could have rested on Jesse's laurels to kind of fully pay back his family, and that wasn't good enough for him. And he was willing to drag Jesse down because he thought lesser of Jesse. He, even in that bit, doesn't think that he graduated high school, even though he was on stage with him. But he assumes the worst about him, and he underestimates him, but he's still proud of him. He's like a dumb son. And Jesse is dumb. He has a lot of bad things going on with him. But he's a good person, and this film kind of illustrated what I loved about the character in its own package. That being said, this film doesn't stand as like this artistic masterpiece. It doesn't do enough cool cinematography or like big emotional character leaps. There's nothing that really changes within the status quo of Breaking Bad. We see like a couple throwbacks here and there, and we get to see characters that we didn't think we'd ever see again, and we do kind of get a confirmation as to some of the stuff that was left ambiguous in the end of Breaking Bad, which I don't really like. I kind of wish they would have just not had those radio and news things going on. Those are a little bit foretelling. I still believe the ending of Breaking Bad, although concrete as it is, had a little bit of open to interpretation, but now we get extra solidation in the fact that those things happened and that's the way it went down. Fine. I'll accept that. But as far as this movie is concerned, there's a lot of really good moments. It was just kind of a cool throwback to kind of see these characters who I haven't seen in a really long time. And Jesse getting his time in the limelight, it was awesome. I loved it. It definitely felt like we were getting every stage of this character and kind of celebrating him in a weird way as he goes on to like make a better life, or at least be allowed to have a better life. There's some trials along the way, and he still has to kick some ass in the end. Now, I'm not saying this is a grand movie. I'm not saying it's an artistic masterpiece or that it's gonna do anything. I also am not saying it's a great movie. I didn't have like an amazing time with it. I wasn't like ecstatic for every second. It's not balls to the walls. It's not everything I would have wanted necessarily from this movie. But it does do a lot and more than I think some people are giving it credit for. I'm going to give El Camino a 7 out of 10. The epilogue of Breaking Bad is over. Again, I'm okay with its existence. I was very wary going into this film, but I'm happy this movie came out, and I was happy to kind of relive my old characters' heads again. It was cool. Anyway, you can always click around the screen. Hopefully there's more videos I made. If I didn't make it, don't touch it. Until next time, with that, I leave you.